Someone asks what you think, and the room waits for the little social payment. A quick smile? A nod? That soft, harmless warmth that tells everyone, relax, I'm not a threat. But you answer quietly. Then your face goes still. That's it. And now the room starts acting strange. One person talks too much. Another laughs half a second too early. Someone studies your face like there's a password hidden in it. And here's the line nobody says out loud. Most people don't just want your opinion. They want reassurance. They want your face to tell them they're still liked, still safe, still accepted. So when your silence gives them nothing to hold on to, they don't feel neutral. They feel exposed. You're not cold because your face doesn't hand out comfort on demand. Your silence just takes away the mirror people use to feel okay about themselves.
Most rooms survive on tiny performances nobody wants to admit are performances. A fast smile, a polite laugh, a little nod that says, relax, I'm not a problem. Erving Goffman called this impression management. Plain English? People are always managing the version of themselves other people see. So when you sit quietly, the room loses one of its favorite tools. Not because silence is hostile, because silence gives people nothing easy to measure. At work, at dinner, in class, in a group conversation, friendliness gets treated like a receipt. If you don't print one fast enough, people start checking a machine. That's the social lie. Warmth only counts when it performs on command. A quiet face becomes a blank screen. And people project whatever they fear onto it. Maybe you're judging. Maybe you're bored. Maybe you think you're better than them. Most of the time, no. You're just not handing the room a script. And that irritates people more than they'll ever say out loud. Because the second you stop performing reassurance, something ugly happens. They don't just watch you. They start watching themselves.
This is where silence stops being empty. It becomes pressure. Someone starts telling a story. You listen. You don't interrupt. You don't perform the wide eyes, the fake laugh, the little facial fireworks people expect. Then it happens. Their voice changes. They add details nobody asked for. They explain the obvious. They say, does that make sense? Even though it already did. Mark Snyder called this self-monitoring. Simple version. People adjust themselves by reading the room. When the room gives clear signals, talking feels easy. When the signal disappears, the person starts hearing themselves from the outside. That's why quiet people make others so careful. A feedback culture makes it worse. Messages get reactions, meetings get nods, jokes get instant laughter. Even friendship starts to feel like a receipt system. Prove I landed well. Prove I'm safe here. Prove you understood me. So when your face stays still, some people feel like they're talking into a dark mirror. They can still see themselves, just not clearly enough to relax. And here's the part people won't like. Some people don't fear your judgment. They fear how loud their own insecurity gets around you. Because once someone needs your reaction to feel accepted, your calm starts looking like distance.
A tense conversation exposes the whole pattern. Someone's voice rises, their jaw tightens, their hands start moving faster, and the room expects you to rise with them. Because a lot of people don't read care as presence. They read care as reaction. So when you stay composed, they don't always see control. They see absence. Baumeister and Leary's need to belong framework points to something basic. People search for signs that they are still accepted. Amy Edmondson's work on psychological safety adds the second layer. People speak more freely when the room feels safe enough to be a little exposed. Plain English? Some people need your face to tell them they are still okay. And if your face gives them nothing, they panic quietly. The modern world keeps training that panic. Texts
Texts get read receipts. Posts get likes. Meetings reward quick agreement. Even arguments come with a hidden demand. React fast so I know where I stand. That turns emotion into a scoreboard. So when someone's feeling enters the room like weather, your calm becomes a closed window. To you, it's protection. To them, it can look like distance. And that difference matters. You're not cold because you stay composed. But calmness can look like absence to someone begging for a signal. The real question is sharper than, am I too quiet? It's this. When is your silence protecting your peace? And when is it building a wall you never meant to put there?
So maybe the quiet person sitting in the chair was never trying to control the room. Maybe they just stopped performing the constant emotional maintenance everybody quietly expects. The fast smile, the instant reaction, the little signals that say, "Don't worry, I approve of you." In a culture addicted to reassurance, stillness gets treated like suspicion. And honestly, that says more about the room than the quiet person inside it. You are not responsible for every fear people project onto your silence. But silence still communicates. Sometimes it protects you. Sometimes it confuses people. And sometimes it exposes who only feels safe when they have constant access to your reactions. Maybe that's why being called hard to read feels so strange. Because inside your own head, you were never hiding anything. You were just quiet. Write one word: calm or guarded. And if you spent most of your life being misunderstood for what you didn't say, this channel was built for people who carry that kind of silence. Because the next question gets even more uncomfortable. Why do calm people get accused of not caring?